Hi, today I'm going to be talking on a very interesting topic. Why do a business, or if you're already a businessman, why diversify? So let's get into it. Well, there are four ways to generate an income. Number one, job. Number two, either a professional or a small business owner. Number three, be an investor and basically generate passive income through your investments. And number four, have a big systemized business that can run on its own. Okay. So let's get and analyze each part about it. So the first, job. Well, job is good. We all work towards a job. We've heard the famous saying, get a good education, get a good job, you'll be set for life. Well, let's look at it a little further today. Now, all our income that we can generate depends on the time that we put in. More the time, more the income. That's why we have a very famous quote: "Time is equal to money." Have you heard about it? So let's get into and dry or rather dive a little deeper into it. So in a job, you cannot leverage time. You have to generate an income within your 24 hours. That's it. There's nothing like overtime today. Okay. And you generate an income based on your caliber, your experience, your education, your performance, and all that stuff. We all know all that, right? The only thing that can get better is your salary. Usually, it's not just the take home, it's what we see. But anyway, but there lies a limit. It can't go, there is a limit to which it can increase. All right. So then, um, suppose you're good at your job, you're on a high income level, but do you know you don't own your own effort, or the fruit of your labor is not owned by you? It's only up to the time that you have that job. Am I right? And we all know the pandemic has taught us that there is nothing called security nowadays. Okay. Especially, there's a lot of wind blowing at the top, if you know what I mean. So you're always indispensable or replaceable. Okay. Um, you can only generate an income till you put in your time. So these are all the things to understand about a job. There's nothing wrong in it, but there are limitations. We know we need to look beyond. Remember that. Second, let's talk about a professional, a lawyer, a doctor, a CA, an architect, a teacher, etc., etc. Well, they have the same things. They don't have a leverage of time. Within the 24 hours, whatever they can perform, they can generate. That's it. Now, within that, they are also replaceable. And, they're not indispensable, they're replaceable. Again, the pandemic has taught us that. There's an onslaught of, digital world out there right now. Today, if somebody wants to do something in finance, they go digital. They want some basic advice on medical up to a level, digital. Corporatization of hospitals for doctors, medical professionals, lawyers, legal experts digitally, on and on. So there is definitely, there is a little bit of a fear of being replaced. So a good silver hairlining does not give us, the opportunity, or how do I put it? There is no substantial saying that if I have a gray line, I have a lot of experience, I'm here to stay. It doesn't work like that anymore, unfortunately. Right? Secondly, for a professional, there's a very high entry cost. There's a lot of education, high entry cost to have your own a chamber, an office, or a clinic. And your performance ability basically determines your income. Till you perform, you can generate. And that's where the discipline comes in professionals. And my God, I'm impressed with the discipline. But the question is, if you are a professional listening to me, are you impressed? Think about it. I'm not here to put anybody down, but this is something that we all need to deliberate on. Okay. Small size business. I was a businessman. I was not a corporate. And yes, high entry costs. Did I own my business or my business owned me? It was the other way around, unfortunately. Again, yes, you can leverage your time to a bit. You can have some employees, but your personal involvement is always required. You cannot be a businessman or a small business without any personal involvement. It doesn't go like that. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, again. And the pandemic has taught a lot of businessmen. There could be takeovers, there could be economy downturn. Could you sustain? Could there be a competition with a corporate coming into your field? What happens then? You're a shopkeeper and a 7-Eleven comes. If you have a supermarket, suppose, there were people with restaurants and franchises come along. You know what I mean? So, a lot of things changing in our time. And as I said, the business actually owns you. Well, let's talk about an investor. And even from a businessman point of view, diversification is important. Not necessarily the industry that you're in is evergreen all the time. Things change, times change. Then let's talk about an investor. Well, from an investor point of view, you need money, first of all. You need capital. Money makes money. Do you have that? Even if you do, your returns will only be determined with the risk-taking capacity that you have. If you're going to go non-risk free, you're not even going to beat inflation, right? You tell me property, gold, yes, there is a risk even in that today. Forget equities, even in that. Debt, oh yeah, you don't know whether the company is going to last. Even if it is semi-government. We've seen that in the past too. Well, but let's not talk about investor right now. Let's talk about one more option we have that, it's there for the taking. It's basically a big business, we call it, but it can be done without any capital infusion. Yes, it's possible. And there's a systemized approach that runs the business. Okay. You have a lot of leverage opportunity as much as you want without any variable costs involved. Hear my words again. You can leverage as much as you want without any variable costs involved. That's the key. All right. There's no headache of manufacture or logistics, which is a nightmare in any business. Industry is evergreen. Lastly, I like this. There's no downturn in this industry. No fear of competition. Yes, I said it right. No downturn in the industry, no fear of competition. Very, very important points. And, even though you own a business, your income doesn't depend solely on you. That is the beauty. That's why while you are generating your current income and, you're maintaining your lifestyle, you can put in some time, part-time, into generating a business. These are options which are available today in the digital world. And I think people should look at these options. They are platform-based economies. All right. And there is a bit of costs involved in most of the platform-based economies. Well, whoever has forwarded you to Transform Expresso, we have coaches and mentors here that can guide you towards the best such platform based business, which we call social commerce. Well, these are options today. I just thought about sharing these ideas with you. Think well, you know, um, life is worth living, dreams can come true. The best way to generate wealth is when you have the money and also the time. And that's a very rare combination because time is the new flex now. I've made the right choice and I'm sure you will too.